Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Tuesday, April 19th, 2011. Well, folks, here we go again. Markets are trading neutral to higher today after Geithner came out and said there is no risk, in his opinion, of the U.S. debt rating getting downgraded. Now, yesterday, remember, the outlook for debt got downgraded by the S&P Standard & Poor's to negative from neutral or kind of constant there. And what we saw here ultimately, and remember, that's not a downgrade, that's just the outlook. So the AAA rating on the U.S. debt stayed the same, and Geithner coming out soothing the market's fears, ultimately saying it's going to be no problem, blah, blah, blah. Of course he's going to say that. What did you really expect he was going to say, right? So that's why the markets, again, opened slightly higher today. We had Goldman Sachs' earnings this morning, which initially were looked at as being pretty good, but at closer look, they actually weren't as good. Goldman Sachs is taking a little bit of a hit today. We'll go to that chart shortly. But nonetheless, the markets did open slightly higher, had a small sell-off to about gap fill right down here. You have the blue line of support. At this point, the volume has just disintegrated and the markets have gone neutral to higher. We are actually at the 200 moving average right here, and this is resistance. You can see we hit the 200, pulled back, pierced it, pulled back. You're consolidating right above this level or right on this level, which does tell me it could move a little bit higher into the end of the day. Now, remember, the neutral to upside bias is going to continue for the remainder of the week. Why? Well, because you have holidays. Passover is now kind of coming through. We have these next few days for Passover. And then on Friday, you have Good Friday. Markets are closed. Easter this weekend. So all these holidays, kids being off from school, are sending a lot of traders home not trading. And that's going to keep the volume very light. When the volume is very light, the Federal Reserve and POMO can come through, keep the markets floating neutral to higher. And that's essentially the outlook for the rest of the week. So remember that. Now, just because you have an outlook of neutral to positive doesn't mean everything's going to go up. For instance, as we discussed, Chevron here moving up nicely today. That's a nice little move there. But Goldman Sachs, take a look, down $2.50. Beautiful drop on Goldman. Take a look at the daily chart here, guys. I want you guys to check this out. This was a buy level on Goldman today, and look at that. Right to that little pivot low, piercing it, and then look at the bounce up so far. That's a beautiful level of support on Goldman Sachs. Watch that because I do think that holds in the short run. All right, so Goldman Sachs showing some signs of life. JP Morgan having a good day. So it's interesting because Goldman Sachs is down, although it's off the lows. JP Morgan is actually up nicely today. If we go to your intraday chart, take a look at this. Nice little move up, nice constant float. This is a component of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So again, as the Dow gets lifted, this is a key component lifting it, and that's moving up. Now, Bank of America is down a little bit, but coming off the lows. I do have a level on Bank of America here. Look at this level right here, folks. You got very, very close. If this does hit next week, I do think this is going to be a very, very good long swing trade at this current level. So monitor that level, and that's right around $12 even number. Now, a couple other stocks to watch. FSLR is down about $3.80. This continues to show weakness here. My buy area is going to be down in this range. You have to think this is going to head down in this range at this point. And again, nice little bottoming tail, I should say, yesterday, but it's being negated 100% today. Therefore, that's a weak signal, and it should go down to this support here around 129 and change, 129 even number. All right, a couple other stocks that are performing well today. Obviously, we have the oil stocks. Let's take a look at the commodities today. The dollar is weak, and this is key because yesterday the dollar surged higher on that downgrade of the outlook for the U.S. debt to negative from neutral. And today, with Geithner's comments, the dollar's reversing right back down it goes. And you can see this is your daily chart. This was yesterday, the green candle. Today, we're gapping all the way back down, almost negating the entire move on the dollar. Look at the intraday here, folks. Here's your yesterday. Here's your today. And again, right down to the 200 on an intraday basis. But the key is, again, with that weak dollar, it's helping commodities. And again, we can take a look at the USO. USO is up 18 cents today. Nice little move on the USO. Then you have the SLV, which is silver. That, again, started lower but is moving higher, up 39 cents. That chart is parabolic. Amazing chart. Then next we have the GLD. GLD is slightly negative today, down about 11 cents, right underneath that 1500 even number on spot gold, which is a key resistance level. 1500 right around there is going to be key resistance. All right, let's take a look at some of the bigger performers here. Look at this stock today, guys. Sina, this is a Chinese player, internet-related type stuff, and look at the parabolic move over the last couple of days. It was up about $10 yesterday, up another $8 today. Huge move higher. If this gets over 150, it's going to start to look interesting as a short. But again, at this point, you probably want to wait. Yoku's another Chinese player. Look at this. Look at the chart on this thing. It was $30. Now it's almost 70. 30 to 70, literally since February, mid-February, maybe 2, 3 months ago. Really an amazing type move. So the Chinese large caps are doing well. Chinese small caps are definitely still on the weak side. And again, we've seen a lot of Chinese small caps being halted over the last 2 months based on kind of fraud concerns. Are they reporting contracts they're not really getting to pump up their stocks and so forth? And we've seen a lot be halted. NIV, CCME, CAGC. I mean, I could go on and on. There's about 10 more, it seems like, out there. So you have to be careful with the small caps, but it seems like the large caps continue their run. I don't necessarily want to chase any of these large caps because they're way too high on the charts. But, I either look for a short level or on pullbacks be a buyer at this point on some of these large players. Apple Computer had a great reversal yesterday. This stock continues to move off the lows. What I thought was so amazing on Apple yesterday, folks, and we actually talked about this in yesterday's free video. By the way, don't forget the free trial. Take the free trial for the Research Center. It's a 1-week free trial. Also, the free trial for the chat room is 1 week. You can sign up on that at inthemoneystocks.com, by the way. And again, you can just go find out there's plenty of free trial banners everywhere on the website to find. In any case, what I thought was amazing about Apple, take a look. This was your support level on the charts, right? Makes sense. Your pivot low here, you hit it right here, had a huge bounce. We actually called this bounce on Apple right up. And then you came down, and yesterday you were below. You were trading below this line. But remember, you cannot jump the gun on thinking that's going to break lower until it closes there. Sure enough, by the end of the day, Apple Computer surged back above, held support, and is actually up today another $2 on the day. And again, volume is very light. I don't expect any major breakdowns in the next couple days because of the holidays, folks. Unless, something drastic would have to happen somewhere in the world, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in Japan again, or whether it's in the Middle East. That's the only way you're seeing a major sell-off in this market is if something big happens. Something mid-level or small, not going to have an impact. Now, we do have some earnings this afternoon. This morning, as I mentioned, we had Goldman Sachs' earnings. Today, after the bell, we have Intel as one of them. Intel's up about 12 cents on the day, hovering down near the lows. That'll be interesting to see what those earnings are on Intel. There's also plenty of other stocks reporting earnings today, so we are going to get a little volatility just based on those individual stocks, but I overall do not think it's going to have a major impact on earnings or on the picture of the market on an intraday basis tomorrow. I don't think you're going to see the markets really having a huge up day or huge down day. I think, again, neutral to slow float upside is most likely what you're going to get. All right? So that's what we're seeing there. Some other stocks that are strong today I think are worth a mention. POT, Potash, having a nice little bounce here. It came off these highs, nice little bounce up to the 20. That's up $1.90 or about, that's about 3.5%. Mosaic's also having about a 3.5% move today. You can see the sell-off recently. Nice little tail here, holding on to this little double bottom beautifully yesterday and continuing its move to the upside. So that's a nice little move. MasterCard, I want to mention MasterCard. If you go to your weekly chart on MasterCard, take a look at what MasterCard's hammering on. Triple top area. If it gets through this 270 level, it should break towards 300. But right now, 270 is small resistance. It's not heavy resistance as much as it used to be because you've already hit it once here, twice, and this is really the third touch of that line in play. So again, it's never quite as strong when it hits multiple times. It kind of weakens it overall. So still resistance and needs to be respected, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the coming week or so it does break through 270 to the upside. All right. Going back to Goldman Sachs, still down about $2.50, but a nice move off the lows. Notice this bottoming tail right here. That was your signal. It was reversing. Learn the charts, guys, and that's one of the keys. You have to get the DVD. We have our chief market strategist, Nick Santiago, doing a DVD that's out now. You can buy that by calling the office, obviously, and getting it there. Very important to get that because of our key proprietary techniques that we discuss, price pattern time stuff. Obviously, the webinar is key, the free trial is key, and I'm working on a couple new DVDs myself on key proprietary techniques that I use in trading. So be ready, get ready, let's make some money. That's the way we do it here at In the Money Stocks. And again, join the free trial. Try us out. We will make plenty of money. Take care, guys.